Good evening, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, New Jersey, and the Northern Mid-Atlantic region's weather news portal. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith with the evening video forecast discussion for the second day of April 2020. And we'll start out this evening about 5:45 in the evening with our temperatures from the New Jersey Rutgers Weather Network. Temperatures basically in the upper 40s to low and mid 50s across the region. Pretty nice afternoon, quite breezy, but very nice. Temperatures, again, holding in the upper and mid 40s across Sussex in the northern tier here, and then getting into the mid and upper 50s, right about normal for this time of the year, throughout most of the entire forecast area. Taking a look at the national temperatures this afternoon. Within the last hour, it's cold across southern Canada and the high plains here. Temperatures in the single digits in teens and 20s and 30s. Today, basically, the low to mid-50s across the northern mid-Atlantic. It's quite chilly with our storm spilling cold air on the northwest side of this across Maine, where there was also some precipitation. So all of this has led to chilly northern New England today with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. And if you wanted the 60s, well, you headed down through the Virginias, the Carolinas, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and of course the deep south, where temperatures even in Florida today in the low to the mid-70s. But those temperatures, they may complain. Floridians may complain about this, but the Texas Panhandle here, we had temperatures in the mid-80s in portions of Arizona as well. And of course in Mexico, it's always gorgeous there, isn't it? And still kind of gusty out there. Winds out of the northwest, basically anywhere from about 10 to 15 miles per hour. A little higher than that as you head in portions of southern New Jersey here. That's the wind speeds. Let's take a look at the wind gust, and they're still up there. It makes it feel quite chilly outside. And right now the wind gusts are still in the teens to low and mid 30s. So these winds will relax a little bit, but probably not much overnight. And towards this evening, our low-level water vapor showing the channel of dry air across the northern mid-Atlantic and all the way down to Florida. Our southern jet stream here, our polar disturbance, our upper-level divergence, and our storm system here heading into the upper Midwest. You can see this blossoming of convection right in here. And of course, our storm system with multiple vortices off the New England coast. And notice how some of the blues in here are getting back building into northern New Jersey. And that means we have some showers around the region as well. Some light sprinkles, actually. And again, really not much here. This is all either winds or Doppler mishaps, if you want to call them that. Ground clutter, what have you here. This precipitation here is spotty and light, but it's the back edge of the storm system well off into the northwestern Atlantic here. And we can already see some of the showers that are starting to pop up across central and eastern Long Island, just east of the city, and portions of the Hudson River Valley area, and Connecticut as well. They're scattered about. It's a beautiful shot this afternoon of our, as the sun sets here on the visible satellite red. Here's our back building of clouds. Look at the striations of the clouds from northwest to southeast, and of course earlier in the image, all these pop-up cumulus clouds on a northwest flow with that instability that was in the air that we talked about with the lapse rates early this morning. Just beautiful, though, to be able to see this. And the clouds are starting to fill in now across the northern portions as we get towards the evening hours, which is right about the time that the satellite is, well, passing over, but the sun sets, and we're going to lose the visible, but we're going to gain some of the clouds. And checking in with our good friends here at the National Weather Service in New York City and Mount Holly, we just have some, I guess these would be coastal flood statements for high tide cycles probably on Friday. So we'll be watching out for some minor flooding in these areas here. And of course, just some gale warnings and some small craft advisories over the ocean as expected. And we're just finding this out now. Beginning April 20th, the Fort Dix Doppler radar, which is the one that we currently use all the time, will be down for approximately 2 weeks for an important upgrade. Well, let's just hope there's nothing going on, but we'll use the other Doppler radars around it. Thanks, guys, for letting us know. Let's do the National Weather Service's digital database high temperatures nationally across the country on Friday. Temperatures again in the upper 40s to low and mid 50s in the northern mid-Atlantic. Mid and upper 50s and 60s, 70s, and 80s here across Florida. A little cooler over here with an onshore wind, and temperatures basically in the lower 80s here across southern Texas and parts of Arizona as expected. On Saturday, yeah, if we can get to Saturday here, we did Friday. Saturday, not much change. Everything looks about the same. Some of the cold air that's over the upper Midwest and the Rockies will begin to mitigate a little bit and warm up a little bit into the 40s and 50s. Meanwhile, the temperatures along the East Coast and the Southwest will remain about where they are now. And then we have an expansion of warmer weather from west to east across the country on Sunday with warm air advection, more sunshine, and drier conditions. So we're going to see temperatures in the 60s and 70s across the northern mid-Atlantic and into the 80s in Florida. And back towards Texas, we can see the warmth expanding and the cold shrinking back to the west. By the time we get into Monday of next week, it's, everything's shifting back to the upper plains, the upper northern tier of the country, and the Rockies and points west. Everything really warms up into the 60s, 70s, and 80s from the Continental Divide east. By the time we get to Tuesday, same picture. Again, if you're in Florida or, can get out and about, temperatures again in the 80s. I know that the beaches are closed, and they're going to warm up into the 80s and 90s again by the time we get to Wednesday, and it looks pretty nice across the country generally as a whole. 24-hour snowfall ending 8 o'clock this morning. Portions of Vermont, or New Hampshire actually, and also portions of Maine here have experienced some snow with this wraparound storm system. Other than that, it's been over the Montana, Idaho, Nebraska, and North and South Dakota here, where, this is where all of the moisture has been and where the heaviest snow has been, in several inches in the higher passes here, up to 8, 9, 10 inches, and locally in spots at the higher elevations here, up to about a foot. Believe it or not, I still get a lot of questions about the seasonal snowfall totals here in the Northeast and especially New Jersey. And we have to go back all the way to September 30th of last year, where we started our season, all the way through this morning, the 2nd of April. Of course, we've had no snow for quite a while. Here in northern New Jersey, we've had only 14.5 inches of snow. In points in central and southern New Jersey for the season, this is exceptionally low. You had to go into the Hudson River Valley area and, of course, all of New England. Look at Lake Erie and points to the east here. Snow totals 86 inches. You go through southern New England and portions of northern New England where snowfall in the Green and White Mountains has exceeded 100 inches in spots. Impressive. And from the National Phenology Network, our spring leaf index anomaly. This shows us how early leaves on trees and blooming has been out. And now it's extended all the way into the Hudson River Valley, all of Long Island, southern Massachusetts, and Rhode Island, as well as Provincetown. And all of this through Philadelphia and the deep south, the Carolinas, all the way back into Texas, and then portions also of the Southwest. So, basically in this area, in the northern mid-Atlantic area, we're running, again, 20 days ahead of schedule, almost 3 weeks ahead of schedule. And you can see it by the beautiful flowers and the trees outside. They're just, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's our one savior to be outside, to be able to walk around a neighborhood, even in isolation, but it's just beautiful to be able to see the nature, the beauty of nature. Once again, for the New Jersey, New York, Philly, I-95 metro area, our check of high temperatures for Friday. Low and mid 50s across the region. Saturday, the same thing, mid and upper 50s to lower 60s towards 95 corridor there. Temperatures warm up nicely in the upper 50s and low and mid 60s across the entire area on Sunday. Monday looks nice too, 60s and to low 70s as you approach Washington, D.C. And I'm sure it's got to be around the time of the cherry blossoms. They're getting ready to burst soon. Upper 60s to around 70 again on Tuesday, and Wednesday looks good too. Again, upper 50s to the north and mid 60s to around 70 southwest. Quick cursory look at the NAM model guidance for the next 60 hours or so, which takes us into Saturday. Really, the only concern is that the low off the coast here, 977, starting to fill in at 981, but notice the back building of some of the showers across southern New England and some spotty showers here and there in New Jersey, the New York City metropolitan area. Again, these are going to be very light, and we're not looking for a lot of accumulation at all. But the cold air aloft will support on that northeast flow. And then eventually, as everything gets kicked out of here, by the weekend, things are looking much better. And of course, there could be a few spotty showers around here and there, but nothing major is happening for this weekend. Looks good. One final thing from this broadcast, the total cloud cover from the NAM model guidance. So we are going to get clouds in here, that's for sure, okay? And a few sprinkles too. And, there'll be breaks in the action of the cloud cover as we head into Saturday, but still, there are going to be quite a lot of areas that still have a lot of cloud cover around, especially near the coast and south, until the drier air starts working its way in. So this is going to be scattered cloud cover. We could have more cloud cover around here on Sunday with warm air advection moving in, but again, are we really concerned at this point? I don't think so. And don't forget, if you have general questions about the weather, you can always email us here at Garden State Weather, all one word, gardenstateweather@gmail.com. That's going to do it for the evening forecast discussion tonight. We'll be back early tomorrow morning. For GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. Have a very good Thursday evening, folks.